I'm going to tell you a story. This story is ending now. Thank you for listening. But anyway, there's not terrible. There was quite a few things added to this map, but they're kind of lots of little things like the zero gravity, the Area 51, the cosmonaut, the main Easter egg. I guess we can talk about that. The main Easter egg is extremely significant because at the end of it, the rockets will go and hit the Earth, and then that will make a mishmash of timelines because Moon is in its own kind of time, like in the 60s or something, and let's just say that Earth is in the present day, and then you're mixing the 60s missiles with the current day, which shouldn't happen, and it's just really confusing. That was at least that's the actual reason for a lot of weird shit that explains buried and all different kinds of stuff, but you know, it's just like they had that idea, but I think they thought it was too complicated to tell people, so they just went with imagination. Just fuck me, imagination, just fucking seriously. Of all the things you could have went with some awesome science stuff, but no, just a little girl's brain. Right. Get my flops on so I can do this. Ooh, HK. Best weapon. Not best weapon. Awesome weapon, though. Let's see how long Plivingston takes to die. Elementary! My dear Watson? That's completely different. What's Livingston's quote? I can't remember. I don't care. So anyway, what to do now? Go to Pack-a-Punch. That's about it. And kind of the map is kind of boring me now. And that was really quick. I mean, the first area is kind of good, like in Area 51, that's like the best place to be. But then after that, just the map in general, just kind of I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, I mean, in my honest opinion, Moon is an alright map. It's not one of the best maps. There are better maps, and there are worse maps. But it's a unique style map, obviously, because it's the fucking Moon. And it's got the QEDs, it's got the wave guns, it's got the hacker, it's got all different kinds of little things, and all kinds of big things, but it just doesn't ring with me. And there's this thing as well, which I can't hear and don't know if it's happening, but it's like pareidolia, like with 8-bit or something, which is kind of cool. But there's just lots of little things, like when you have both the diggers down, and you come back from Area 51, I think, and you obviously are in the spawn room at that point, and both diggers down, then the Avenged Sevenfold song plays. And that's another little thing. I mean, there's little things and big things. I mean, on a technical level, this map is absolutely amazing. Like, it is just got full of features and stuff, but aesthetically, just look at it. There's nothing interesting to look at. It's rocks and barrels and bullshit. It's just really not that interesting in terms of, like, aesthetic looks. But in terms of like gameplay and stuff, in terms of gameplay, it's also kind of, for me at least, it's kind of But in terms of new features on a technical level, it is an amazing map. I just wish that there were more locations to camp, if there even are any, because there aren't any really. And that's something which they are, which I have actually detracted from entirely from. I mean, ever since Call of the Dead, it's kind of just been a kind of strict no camping style of gameplay. And before, well, I guess with Call of the Dead you can kind of have a camping strategy, but it's not that great because obviously George Romero is riding the red rocket, also known as your penis. But before then, what was the map before that? It was Ascension, which didn't particularly have many camping spots. There aren't any which stick out in my head particularly, except like if you call camping going by that lander, which is by Flopper. Before that, you had 5, which did have camping spots with the elevators, which was awesome and pretty cool. And Kino did have lull. Oh no, that's not Hellpunk. Okay. Lull, floating zombie. He floating like some kind of drug addict. Yes, he's on crack cocaine. Look at his knee. His bloody knee. Goddamn. But it just seems like I mean, the only camping strategies I can think of since 5 would be like ones which aren't just a challenge, like, and ones which are actually easily feasible. Would be the one in Diarised by the nav card table, and the one in Buried in the Saloon, and in the Pack-a-Punch of that place, I guess, as well. That would Buried Pack-a-Punch location's a good place to camp. And after that, you had Mob of the Dead has quite a few camping spots. I mean, Mob of the Dead appeals to any style of play, really. Mob of the Dead is good. I mean, camping in Mob of the Dead is a lot easier because you have Electric Cherry and the Riot Shield and all different kinds of stuff. But apart from that, Origins doesn't have any camping spots, and they need them. They need to prioritize that style of play a little bit more, rather. They don't need to prioritize, but they need to introduce it again, because there is just no places in any maps, particularly anymore, which stand out as good camping spots. And I mean, camping is one of my favourite things to do in zombies, because obviously you're just facing a complete onslaught of zombies just constantly from one or two directions. It's really fun, and that's how I get all my fun, rather than running around in a circle, holding my controller's thumbsticks, waiting for my thumbs to bleed off. So that's just me, I guess. But Moon has no camping spots in particular. You got the biodome, and you got that place outside where I just was, and it's just like rating intermission. We return you to the scheduled program. It's not, in terms of gameplay, for me, it's not to my fancy. On a technical level, it's very good, don't get me wrong on that. And this is my favourite place to be, Area 51. The good thing is that they don't do drops, but that's also a bad thing as well. Because if they did do drops, that would make this area a lot too easy, because you can just get max ammos all the time. But even then, with max ammos, they're fairly infrequent, so I wouldn't shout about that too much. But I love this area. This is the best feature, definitely, in... I'm going to put my neck out and say this is the best feature in Black Ops 1. Just in general, entirely. That I think that Area 51 is one of the best ideas which have been come up with from Trey for Black Ops 1. It is awesome. I love it. I mean, it starts off like this, and then you just come back here, and it's an onslaught of zombies, and it's an easy way to get points separate from the main rounds of zombies, so you don't climb rounds, but you can easily get points if you need them, and test out different guns. It's definitely very good for testing out different Pack-a-Punch guns. You have easily enough time to teleport here, pack a bunch of gum, and then shoot some zombies around here. So it's a good testing ground. Very good. And it is a wonderful place, and I love it. I can take my suit off. I never seem to take my suit off. But when you do, I don't know what it is, but you just feel like you've actually taken off a space helmet, like yourself. It's because the HUD isn't so cluttered and it feels nice. I don't know how to justify that or explain that any better, but I get that. Because obviously in Moon, I pretty much don't take the hacker. Because I do sometimes, but in general, not particularly. But, just taking the spacesuit off it feels right. You can, like, properly feel it. And I just broke open every window in here. Very well done, self. And the diggers as well. The big old dicky